Ready for coffee, baby. Breeding fuel.
Down and people buy them. Like, I'm just
Good
kidding.
idea.
I save the dog regardless, but
That's what you should do. Is you should get like if you get like a wood chipper and a bunch of puppies, and you're like, if you don't buy these hats, these puppies are going to go in this wood chipper. Don't you think that would be?
I mean, do people get mad because I'll take a dog out of the shelter? They're like, hey, they're going to put these dogs down, and I work with a bunch of rescues. So I'll show up, I'll take the dog out, and then I'll film the dog, and I'll be like, this dog is going to be put down if nobody saves it. Can anyone foster? And then I'll post right after, like petting it, and I'll be like, unfortunately, nobody could come in time. Dog has been put down, and then I'll post again. Just kidding, it's in my car, but I'll do different stories. And then one of them, when I'll be like, it's been put down, people will be like putting sad faces. And in the next story, they'll be like, fuck you, motherfucker. Literally ruined my day. And I was like, this is what happens when you don't foster. I'll be like, anyways, need money for medical expenses. I don't like asking for money. And then I'll post my brand, and then I'll get a bunch of purchases. But it's kind of how I use it,
That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole thing, right? It's like, it's an exchange of service, right? So it's like, hey, I'm going to do something with this money. Hopefully you agree with it. I mean, that's the whole thing, right? It's like we do what we do from a company's perspective, and then yes, I get compensation, and yeah, dude, I pay my mortgage and buy fucking milk and put my kids in good schools, and hopefully I contribute something back to the community.
Yeah.
Neither here nor there. I was watching, so like the whole lead up to this is like, so I was watching Naked and Afraid. My kids and I love the show. We were talking about it via text, and I was laughing because like you showed up, I think it might have been to the Castaway one. Oh, and you're like, I'm not a survivalist. I just know how to survive.
Yeah, they didn't like that. They didn't like that.
Dude, I thought it was
production was
like hilarious.
Production was like, maybe talk about more about your survival skills. Okay, let's go. And I'd be like, I'm not a survivalist, but I know how to survive. And they're like, Justin, can you talk about your survival? I'm like, I don't fucking know how to survive, dude. And they're like, what? You're on this show, right? And the first time, the only reason why I made it, I was like just north of the Amazon, technically in the Amazon. I lost 38 pounds.
You lost 38 pounds in that episode?
Yeah, the first one.
The first one,
yeah.
I didn't realize that.
They weigh you before and after. And dude, to be honest, I just toughed it out. Like I caught a couple fish here and there, right? But like a couple crab, a couple fish, and I just lost a fuck ton of weight. But I realized from cutting weight for fights, I lose like 35 pounds, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like not a super thin dude, right? I have some meat on me. And so whenever I would fight, I would cut like 35 pounds over the course of like 8 weeks.
So what were you starting at when you're cutting weight to go down for fights? Like, what are you cutting down to? 150, 155?
135.
135.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
And so when I got done with the challenge, I think I was like 142, right? And then from there, I even cut more. I would wake up the day of and just like, you throw on like, it's makeup remover. I think it's called Abilene.
Yeah.
Right? And you put it all over your skin, throw on a sauna suit, and you just jump rope and shadow box till you feel like you're going to die, and you lose like 7 pounds, right? Or whatever.
What does the makeup remover do? What is that?
It opens your pores.
Okay. So you're just sweating more with it?
Yeah, to be honest, it's kind of just bro science.
Yeah.
Right? Like my coach would be like, grab that. He'd be like, grab that makeup remover and put it everywhere. And I'd be like, what do I do? And he'd be, put it everywhere. Behind your ears, between your balls, everywhere. So I'm like, okay. And you do it. Still to this day, I never really researched
Is your coach doing it with you?
Yeah.
Is he like, here, let me apply this?
Yeah. He puts it on.
He puts it all over you.
Under. Yeah. But they kind of cut weight with you. I've been like feeling like I'm going to die before. And he's like swiping my arms with like a credit card, right? Because your body will stop sweating.
Yeah.
And then they'll take a credit card and they'll swipe you. And then a little more, sweat comes out. It's terrible, dude. Like, it sucks. So knowing that, I've cut weight, I don't know how many times. I just knew when I was in the jungle, like, dude, you're not gonna freaking die. I push my body to where I'm literally like, I'm gonna die. Or I'll be in the sauna and coach is like, 5 minutes. And then I'll be like, how long has it been? I know damn well it's been like 8-9 minutes, right? And I'm like, how much longer? And he's like, 30 seconds more. And I'm like, 30, 29. And I'm like, 3, 2, 1. I'm like, get me out of here. And he's like, 2 more minutes, brother, right? So I felt like I felt like I'm going to die before actually in a weight cut. It's dangerous. Like I've seen guys make weight and collapse. Literally, they step on the scale, They collapse. And then, we watch them fight the next day and They barely get touched. One of my really good friends, cornering him, he barely gets hit, drops because the brain is like, there's fluid in your skull.
Right.
And when you dehydrate so much, the way that it was explained to me, again, bro science, no medical training here, right? But it's like an olive in a jar, right? And you put some vinegar in there and you shake it, olive's gonna hit those walls slowly. Well, then you take out that fluid and you shake it, that olive's gonna hit the walls. Well, that's your brain, right? And so, yeah, when you try and rehydrate, your body's so dehydrated, the water needs to go to your organs first, right? To function. So guys will go back out there still dehydrated. They barely get touched and they get finished, pretty quick. So that's if you have a bad cut.
Right.
But I knew from fighting that on Naked and Afraid, I'm like, this is just a really shitty weight cut, right? And at one point I went like 10 days without eating. That's a lot, dude.
That's a fucking ton of time, dude.
Yeah.
And like then with 10 days.
10 days without eating.
Brutal.
But then you start thinking, dude, like, I don't know how to survive, but the jungle, it's going to sound crazy or like almost like hippie-ish. The jungle teaches you, like it literally teaches you, right? Because how often, I think we're all guilty of this, how often do we do this? Like even today, my Uber to get over here, I didn't even pay attention to the route. Like if I was being kidnapped and if I were to escape, they'd be like, how do you get home? I'd be like, I don't know. I was too busy staring at my freaking phone, right?
Yeah.
So what happens out there is the universe, like they take your phone away. You literally don't get it. And the jungle starts talking to you. And by that, I mean, I don't know how to survive, but then you look around and you see like, I don't know if they show this or not, but like all the ants start crawling up trees. And you just kind of look around and you're like, why are all the ants simultaneously crawling up trees around me, right? I'm like in the Amazon. And then it clicks and you're like, they don't want to drown. It's going to rain. So you start preparing for rain, it doesn't even look like it. And then sure enough, hours later, just storm, crazy storm, right? So it's crazy. And then another thing is that, like when I caught some fish, did they show it? Yeah, they show me catch fish with the net, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they have to edit stuff out because you only have like an hour or two to show the episode. I had caught some other fish, and the way that I caught it, exact same method, right? But I heard noise in the middle of the night, right? And I'm talking same time every single day. And so I would hear this noise, and then, again, the jungle talks to you. You're like, I feel like I should go check out what that noise is. Right. It's every time at the same day. Kind of scary, kind of cool. And also there was no camera crew around at that early because there's like times they're in and out. They're like, don't leave from this area, but you do. And so I go out, and then it hits me. I see all the fish spawning. Why do they spawn only that early? It's because, there's predators out there, and they want to lessen the risk. So if they want to reproduce, they're going to do it at a certain time. So again, your brain, like I feel like thousands of years of evolution are encoded in your DNA. And when it comes time to actually survive, it's like you figure it out. You know what I mean? And so I'd go and I saw the fish spawning one day. Next day I stood there with a net. I caught a couple fish, shared them with my partner. And I don't think they had time to show that, but no one taught me that. Right.
Yeah,
and it's like the jungle literally talks to you. And it's like curiosity tells you should go there. Are you scared? Yeah, you're scared. But you also want to potentially eat. So you show up, catch some fish, and you're like, that was kind of cool, right?
Yeah. So I've thought about this a lot. My kids and I watch this because there's very few, what I would say is like kid-friendly shows that are also entertaining for adults and for, and granted, like, they're not really showing anybody naked. It's just like, okay, you get a little bit of the butt crack or whatever. But it's like, my kids love primitive survival. They freaking love it, right? They love like bow drills and like starting fire with flint and steel and shit like that. They fucking love it. So they get into this. And then when we're outside, they're like, hey, we should build a shelter and we should do this. But I've thought about this a lot where you're going 10 days without food. This is the longest you've gone without food in your life, right?
Probably my life, yeah.
For sure. Like even in SEER school, you go like 3-4 days, but you're not going 10 fucking days. What is that like? Because I've never gone 10 fucking days without food. Like, does your body...
Dude, you kind of shut it off.
You seriously?
Kind of like, you're hungry for a few days. And then here's another thing I realized from cutting weight. When you cut weight, you still eat, but you're eating like, I don't know, a hard-boiled egg, for breakfast, one for lunch, one for dinner, a little bit of like avocado, right? You just figure ways to like minimize your calories people are always like, how do you cut weight? And you're like, it's easy, dude. Like, you just eat less, work out more, drink more water.
Yeah.
It is what it is, right? So essentially it's the same process. And fighters get real agitated when they're cutting weight. Another thing that happens to you is like on your last week of cutting, like sounds get really loud and lights get really bright. And I never really pieced it together. But when I was in the jungle, I figured it out. That is legitimately evolution, I feel. Again, this is probably bro science, but from my experience, you're walking and you just like everything's louder. So you hear something in the bushes move.
Yeah.
And you're also angry, right?
Yeah.
So you hear noise and you're like, I want to kill something so I can eat it. When in reality, I grew up not even hunting. Dude, I didn't grow up hunting or fishing, right? So that's what I mean. It's like encoded in your DNA how to survive. So you kind of shut it off. At least I did. My partner kept complaining and crying about food. But you realize that like complaining from the military, right? Complaining doesn't do anything. Wishing doesn't do anything, right? So you just start kind of figuring it out. And after like 10 days, I even had like, I've got a bit in it, right? And I won't, I'm not delivering the bit, but you know, I had a moment where you start having to dig. This thought is actually real, right? Like there's stories in the Bible. I don't necessarily believe everything the Bible says, right? But there's a story in the Bible, right? How Jesus went 40 days and 40 nights without eating.
Yeah.
Right. And I've also, when I used to cut weight, I've Googled what's the longest anyone's ever gone in recorded history without eating. And I think there was a monk that went like 30 days and he just laid there. So you research this because you want to just tell yourself like, it's okay that I only had, you know, a quarter of an apple today.
Yeah.
Like guys go 30 days. So from that experience, I was standing there and my partner had already quit. And I was standing there and I was like, you know what? Jesus Christ went 40 days and 40 nights without eating, right? And I think about it, I'm like, Jesus had sandals though, right? That's, right?
Yeah. He's spoiled.
Yeah,
He's
you know,
spoiled with
and he can make water
Jesus.
into wine, right? And,
Yeah.
and so, but that was a real thought. You just start kind of finding like things that you've heard about or been taught, and you know, you're thinking about it. And you're like, you know what? There's stories of like, you know, Jesus wasn't, you know, I guess human in the Bible, but he was while he was here, right? So you just kind of are like, you just start finding ways to just lie to yourself and motivate yourself. But yeah, man, I went 10 days.
How like does your energy just like fall off a cliff after? Because I think the longest I've gone is like 4 or 5 days, right? So I can't remember exactly when I ate in that period, but I wasn't completely no energy. Like I was still like humping a rock and moving through the mountains. Like
So-
I wasn't like gone.
There's like a switch, I feel, where something, I don't know what, something just happens to you. Right?
Yeah.
And I think it's like how the same concept of like keto,
Yeah.
right? Like once you're in ketosis, you ever notice people are like, I have more energy, this and
Yeah.
that. I think you hit a wall initially, and then your body just kind of knows that you got to keep going, and then you just turn it back on, right? And then my partner would say stuff. I don't know if they showed. I haven't even seen the full episode. If I'm being
Wait, are you
honest.
talking about the first one?
Yeah, the first
Yeah.
one. My partner would be like, we'd be laying down at night, and she'd be saying like, I want burritos, and I want this, and I want that.
It does nobody any good.
And then I would be like, hey, dude, I need you to just shut the fuck up right now, right? And I don't know if they showed that part or not. Because to be honest, I didn't watch the whole episode because, like, A, I lived it. B, I don't watch television. Even the get on the show, if I'm being honest, they were like, hey, what makes you scream at the TV? Like, when you're watching Naked and Afraid was part. And I was just like, fucking A, I haven't seen any episodes. But I remember my cousin, when I told her I was going to apply, she said, oh, I saw this one episode where this guy found some water and he didn't want to tell his partner, so he drank it, and then he got sick and he got sent home. So that's the only thing that I had as a reference point. And so he's like, you know, what makes you scream at the TV? And I was like, oh, probably like when a partner goes and they find water and they don't tell their partner and then they get sick. And I'm like, you deserve that. And he's like, Colombia. And I was like, yeah, Colombia, right? And they just, man, I was working for you all when I did all like the interview process.
Remember.
And another thing is that I don't know how much I'm going to get. Dude, I've been in trouble before with Discovery Channel for being on podcasts, but whatever. I'm supposed to ask them. It is what it is.
Whatever.
Maybe we edit that part out. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, sure.
But they had, I literally said this in the interview process. They were like, what can you not stand in a partner? I thought I wasn't going to get on the show. I kind of just did it as like, I just jump into stuff. So they're like, what can you not stand in a partner? And I'm like, oh, I know what you're doing. You're trying to line me up with someone okay, so whatever you do, don't pair me up with a big booty Latina woman, right? And that was my real response. And like nobody
way.
laughed. Yeah,
It was your
I swear. And nobody laughed, and they just kind of smirked, and they're like, "I'm being serious, Mr. Governale." And then I told them things I couldn't stand, and that's kind of who they gave me, you know, like. But that was a real response when I was on there, and I was just being this dude. I was just kind of fucking around the whole time, thinking like they're not gonna, like I'm not gonna go on Naked and Afraid, like there's no way. And sure enough, boom, they just gave me a plane ticket, and I can't say how far in advance, but it wasn't a lot. And I was like, holy shit, this is real. I've just been kind of just dicking around.
Because I remember, we were like, we were in the office in San Antonio or something like that, and you came in, you're like, hey, I'm gonna go do this, and I was like, cool, sweet, yeah. Let's figure it out. Because you're like, we were trying to figure out if there's like PTO or like you're gonna take some time off, and I was like, no, like it's fine, just do it. It's fucking cool. Like it's gonna be fine. Like,
I had like no PTO.
Yeah.
And then you were like, yeah, go for it. And I was like, okay, thank God.
Yeah.
Because part of me is like, I would have had to leave. Because you can't pass that up, right?
Yeah.
And so it was fucking awesome, man. Honestly, some of the like, dude, when I was coming back, another thing they didn't show, which is kind of funny, I thought it was hilarious, was at the very end, you see me like screaming, and I'm on this boat, and I'm like in, what river is it, dude? I don't know what river, because I'm technically not in the Amazon, but I'm pretty much in the Amazon.
Sure.
And so, dude, I'm going through this freaking boat. It was honestly probably, it's going to sound like cliche, but it was probably one of the coolest moments of my life after having survived in the jungle for 21 days. And I was on this small little boat, and you can see at the end when they're rolling out the credits, it just shows me, and I'm like, I'm taking it all in. It was seriously so freaking cool. But then what was funny, parts that they don't show is like, once we're getting back to, to camp, which was a couple hours away, I'm still naked. Right?
Yeah.
Until you get done and they like give you your clothes or a robe and all that stuff.
Right.
But what was funny is I was going through the river and I'm standing up and I'm like, yeah, like I'm just having a blast. And then I turn around and I see locals that live in the village, and like it's pretty barbaric, right, out there.
Yeah.
And not barbaric per se, but like they're
primitive,
living,
right?
Yeah, like they don't have AC, right?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And so, it's very primitive for me to be living like this. I'm naked. And then I turn and I see like a boat of villagers, and they're like in a real, like a man-made boat that they built, and they all have clothes on, right? So they're like fishing, and then they turn and they just see like this white dude like and I'm like waving at them, and I'm like naked, and they all kind of like look at me like, dude, like we live here and we're not even naked, you know what I'm saying? But I thought it was kind of cool, right, to just wave at them, and they're gonna remember that, like, dude, what the hell?
What the fuck, that naked
white
some
guy,
random
white dude, just like got thrown a boat, and there was like a drone following me and stuff. But dude, it was so sick. To be honest, I like had a moment where I just, and it's cool again because I talk about like the cell phone stuff. There was, granted, it was being recorded on the show, but that was like after the, I'd been done with the challenge, so I'm only getting brought to a certain point, and then it's like, all right, now we're just getting you home process. So the post production, the part that you didn't see was me passing like villages and villagers and stuff.
Right.
And like, again, we have our phones, so it would have been so cool to be like recording this, but like, I even thought about that, and I'm like, well, fuck, there's no other option but to just sit here and embrace it. Like, I'm completely naked on the fucking Amazon, on the river, and I saw like huge alligator, they're caiman, huge, dude, like 12 feet. They're just chilling in the water next to me, and instead of being like, oh shit, I was like, this is fucking beautiful, dude. Pretty cool moment.
It's wild to me because you take these people. And granted, this isn't a commercial for that show. It's just like, so you take these people that are typically, they're completely removed from that environment.
Yeah.
And you place them in there. And then the bugs, like the amount of pain and frustration, it seems like from watching it, you're like, dude, that has to be
I was bleeding. I got
horrible.
scars, dude. Like, this tattoo is real bright and colorful.
Yeah.
You can kind of see it like real spotty now. It's because I was just scratching, bleeding. It was pretty bad. And I remember what was so funny too.
Do you ever get used to it? Do you ever, or you just like, fuck
no,
it?
you don't.
You don't.
You literally just like, that scratching is going to make it worse. But you hit a moment where you're like, fuck it, dude. Like, I'll deal with it later. And you just scratch yourself until you're just dripping in blood. Like, it's so fucking bad. They're like, and it's so funny too. You're like, you watch these other episodes and people are like, if you put mud on there, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck no, it doesn't do anything.
Doesn't do anything.
It like, if anything, it works for 30 seconds, but then you're wet. And what do mosquitoes like? They like
Yeah,
water.
right.
So then the mud kind of it fucking sucks, dude. But what was kind of interesting about that, if you watch like my first episode, dude, I gave them zero ammunition. Like I just checked in. I was like, I already know they're gonna market me as a scout sniper
Yeah.
and as a black belt in jiu-jitsu. So I had that in mind. And even the second time, right, that I went out, I was like, two choices: extract or ambulance. It's
Yeah.
either they extract me or I'm going home to the fucking hospital, right?
Right.
And so I knew that if I gave them any weakness, that they were just gonna show it on the episode.
Sure.
So at one point, I was like scratching, like bleeding. Dude, it was so miserable. And I was just sitting there, and I noticed they're always filming you, right? And the cameraman was looking at me, and then he says something like, "Why don't you talk about how bad the bugs are?" He says something like that, and I just like turned and I looked into the camera and I smirked and I go, "Suck my dick," right? and everybody started laughing, right? The whole crew started laughing. And he's like, "Come on, man, like." Talk about it. Like, we need to be real out here. And I was
Yeah.
like, I'll be fucking damned if you're going to be like, scout sniper, you know, black belt in jiu-jitsu. The bugs are fucking so bad. Right? So I just sucked it up. That's why that first episode, dude, like, I'm not exaggerating, dude. I was like checked in and I'm like, I am going to give them 0 fucking seconds, right? The second time I got super fucking sick. I literally shook in the water for
Yeah. How long were you out on the second one before
16 days.
16.
And I know I would have made it, to be real. Like, I know I would have fucking made it. But, like, the producers were like, you need to get to a hospital. I had a 104 fever for 3 days.
Yeah.
And they were like, Justin, you got to. And so if you actually watch the episode again where I get kicked off, if you hit the part, like, if you listen carefully to when I get kicked off, you can hear, like, it even, there was a Reddit post about it. You can hear one of the producers being like, "Get the fuck off my island." Like, you can hear them kind of upset with me because I was like, "Oh, I'm not quitting. I'm not leaving." And they're like, "Justin, this is past a TV show. You have to go to the fucking hospital." And I was like, "I'd rather die than quit." And they're like, "We believe you. That's why you're getting the fuck out of here." And, you know, what they showed, because they have to edit it, right?
Yeah, of course.
And they only have X
Yeah.
amount of minutes. But, dude, I made like a huge fuss and I was like, "I'm not leaving." And then also, I mean, whatever. I was like, I'm not going to cry. But at the time, there was something going on in my life with my family at home.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, I just kept thinking about my mom, right? And so I was like, I like looked at the camera and I was like, and then they played the episode. They didn't show it. And I was like, whew, okay, we're good, right? But yeah, they showed me shaking in the water.
Yeah, I saw that.
What's funny, yeah, you saw it because they showed it over and over. What's also funny is, like, I was fucking miserable, but I also had moments where I was joking around. There's like, they're not gonna show that.
Yeah,
Right? So they
yeah.
just showed me like, next week, feverish, and I was like, motherfuckers, dude. So-
I don't think they portrayed you at all.
No, they
Like,
showed it.
They
did a good job with that, yeah.
Yeah, they weren't like because they could have easily. I mean, I know how edits work, right? It's like
Yeah.
you could take every weak moment that you took, that literally you
Yeah.
had, and or weak looking moment, and then
Yeah.
edit together and make you look like a fucking
Yeah.
just a total pussy.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like that's the thing. Like we were talking about it. My wife and I were like, we were watching the Castaways episode. She's like, "Oh, you know, Justin's fucking funny." I was like, "Yeah, he
Oh,
is
right on.
because he is funny. Like you're really funny in real life, obviously, because that's part of like what you do. But they also make you out to be pretty funny, and you're kind of like no fucks given type of a guy. Where
Yeah.
I'm like, for that to translate through is sometimes pretty difficult in an edit. So
Yeah.
for my wife to pick that up, like I thought that was
There
probably
was
really good.
one moment that I thought was hilarious. I thought it was funny, at least. But one of my partners, so whatever, without sounding like misogynistic in a way, but like all my partners were attractive, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty.
You said that, I think, on
Yeah.
the, you're like, dude, I
Yeah,
get
yeah,
like
like,
two
so that's
smoking
not a
hot
secret.
chicks on the way in.
Yeah, dude. And what's funny is one of them has a tattoo of like eyes on her lower back.
Yeah.
And so we were walking and we were just having a conversation, and then she started talking about her dad and how much she loves her dad, and you know, really talked him up. They've got a good relationship. And I was behind her and I saw the tattoo, right? So we were walking and then I'm like, yeah. And she's like, oh, my daddy, this and that. And then I said like, yeah, I could tell you guys have a good relationship. And I said something like, you know, you have your father's eyes, right? And I was looking at the tattoo and she just turned around and was like, okay, motherfucker. Like, you know, I was 18 or whatever. And she just started going off on me. And I was like, hey, it's a joke. It's a joke. Again, stuff I would love to make the edit, but like they only have a certain amount of time. And then when I ate the fruit, the poisonous fruit, if you look that up, It's actually one of the most toxic fruits on the planet. Like,
Are you
Yeah,
serious?
that's not made up. It's called La Manzanita de la Muerte,
yeah.
right? The little apple of death. I thought they were full of shit out there. They were like, hey, like, it was pretty serious. They brought out the medic and everything. They were like, hey, like, they started saying stuff like, I said, hey, am I gonna die? And then he goes, how much did you eat? And I said, just a small little piece. And I spit it out. And he goes, then no. If you ate one though, we might have a serious problem. And I just start fucking panicking. Like, yo, what the fuck? Like, I know I'm on a TV show, but like, what the fuck, right? And so what's funny is when they woke me up, I hadn't slept in like 2 days. So what was hilarious is when they wake me up, it's like, "Meh," they play the music and they're like,
Yeah.
Justin. And I'm like, and it looks like I'm dying from the fruit. I like forgot that I even tasted the fruit. I just hadn't eaten in 2 days and I was exhausted, or I hadn't slept in 2 days and I was exhausted. So what really was going through my head was like, I'm not trying to be like, I'm some PTSD'd out war veteran, but I was a sniper. And as snipers, our biggest fear was somebody falling asleep when they're supposed to watch your back and them killing you, because that happened to some units, right? It happened in 2 occasions where they wiped out a whole sniper team because somebody fell asleep, right? So with that said, it's like, that's kind of one of my only things. Eating really fast and a really loud sudden noise are my only 3 things that have kind of impacted me from the military. Other than that, I'm super normal, right? Anyway,
Yeah,
but
totally.
totally normal. But what it was going through my mind is when I haven't slept and you wake me up and I'm somewhere that's not my house, I always wake up and it doesn't matter. Like, ask any girl I've ever dated. Like, if I'm ever asleep at their place and they're like, Justin, I gotta go to work. I'm like, there's fucking Viet Cong everywhere. And they're like, you went to Iraq, motherfucker. I'm like, oh yeah, sorry. Right. That's really what's going through my head. And she was like, Justin, and I was like, oh shit. And she's like, did you eat it? And then that's when I start coming to, and I'm like, yeah, I had a little bit. And she's like, yep, yeah, it's fucking poisonous. And I was like, oh shit. Like, so it's just kind of funny, right? Because I think my response would have been different. Like, hey, Justin, I would have had to take a second and been like, all right. But instead they caught like the perfect, right? It was a real reaction, but just kind of what was going through my head was I was like, oh, I'm in the fucking war. Like, did you fall asleep? And I'm like, oh, wait. Oh shit, I'm on a TV show. Okay, right on. Like, so.
Yeah, what's that like from your experience, because you've had all these like weird experiences, right? So you've got you're a Marine. How many rotations did you do to Iraq?
Just 2.
2, and then did you do any to Afghanistan?
I was a contractor in Afghanistan for like 2 years,
right?
In Kabul.
And did you get blown up in Iraq?
3 times, yeah.
Yeah, 3 times.
Fun times.
Yeah, fun times.
Fun times.
And then, so now you're like, okay, I'm this former, scout sniper Marine, and now I'm on this fucking reality show in the jungle.
Yeah.
From a wide variety of experiences in your life, you're like, okay, this is fucking really cool, and this is terrifying. Like, between cool and terrifying, as far as like on you're judging it. How was it? Like
the show?
Yeah, the show. I mean, you've been terrified for your fucking life.
I feel
legitimately.
I feel like there's 2 things, right? One, I actually looked it up. One person came close to dying. It was a producer. They got bit by a super venomous snake and they almost lost their leg. And they apparently were like this close to dying from doing the research. I just know that no one's ever died. So my mentality was like 2 things. 1, nobody's died. 2, they're not going to let you die, hopefully, because they're going to get sued, right? Even though you sign a...
they can't.
They can't. Yeah. And then 3 was, fuck it, no one's ever died yet. Right? So I was kind of like, I don't want to die, but you know what? If it were to be on a TV show, it's kind of fucking cool.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Super cool.
But that's like... But I'm just saying, fuck no, I don't want to die. Like, but I'm doing all these fun things in life. I do comedy, I do all this shit because I don't know what the meaning of life is or the purpose is, but I feel like part of it is just fucking enjoying it, right? Mm-hmm. And just living in the moment. So that was even going on the TV show is like, I don't know how to survive, but I'm a survivor. You start figuring it out. And though it's pretty fucking miserable, I did have a moment, the crew, they legitimately leave you alone. At some point they're like, all right, we're going to go back to our shelter.
Yeah.
And you're just left by yourself with cameras that are set up. And you have these fucking really cool moments where, you just walk off by yourself and there's no cameras and you're just standing there with a machete, like getting eaten up by bugs for sure. But like, I'm in the Amazon, dude, and the sun's going down and you just have this fucking liberating, like, dude, this is sick. Like, there's literally, like, there was no villages close or anything.
Yeah,
You're just
yeah.
standing there and you're like, this is fucking awesome. Like, who can say that they stood naked in the Amazon?
Yeah.
Just, it's beautiful, dude. Like, although it was miserable, I don't regret it. And I knew that at some point I would be here.
Right.
Right? Like,
Yeah,
fucking gain some weight back, you know, fucking, some fucking, you know, kill Tony last week, fucking just.
Well, I mean, that's like that's a good transition, right? So you're like, because you went down to Mexico,
I drove
South America, like you like cruise around, like
Yeah, I drove to Guatemala from San Antonio, Texas.
yeah, like
Right.
that. So let's get there before we go into Kill Tony, because like, dude, going to Guatemala, because it was just you and another dude, right? I watched your YouTube series or some of
badass.
your videos
Fuck
that
yeah.
you did on it. So
Yeah, I drove down to Guatemala from San Antonio, Texas. The guy that I went down with, the guy that I went with, I met him in Israel in like 2010 or 11.
where the like contracting or like
I was contracting, but I just went on vacation.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I was a single dude, so I would just look at I would literally look at the atlas and be like, where do I want to go? Fuck it, I want to go to Jerusalem. Why not?
yeah.
And so I went to Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, and I met these kids. It was so funny. Me and my buddy Bruce, I was his best man at a wedding. He actually lives here in Salt Lake, right? But we're in the Marines together, deployed together, all that shit. And so we're contracting together, and we're like, let's go to the Middle East. And the whole time, all we did was chase chicks, but we'd end up like on the Nile cruise, and it was like a couple's cruise, me and him. And we're like, motherfucker, we didn't know. Or like, we get our hotel room. We got to our hotel room, and they were like, hey, sorry, we didn't have your room ready. We only have one room. It's the honeymoon suite, right? One giant bed and a fucking hot tub. There's not even a shower. I'm like, God, mother, like, so no matter what we did the whole vacation, I even invited a girl to Venice, and I showed up with her, and she's like, oh, Justin, we're just friends. And I'm like, what the fuck? I meet you in Venice. And so it was, again, me and Bruce. And so what's funny is towards the end of the trip, we're at the Dead Sea. We go to a resort. It's a fucking couples retreat resort, right? So we're looking at the sun. It's going down. It looks beautiful. And we're on the Jordanian side. And I look at him and I'm like, hey, Bruce, the only reason why I haven't tried to have sex with you is because I don't want to ruin our friendship. And we both just started laughing because we just realized how gay the whole trip was, right? And I was his best man at the wedding, and I told the story, right? But what we did was we would go to these, like when I went to Tel Aviv, we'd stay at these youth hostels with all these like backpacking hippies. And we didn't tell anybody that we were like both scout snipers.
Right.
And we'd act like we were super poor, but we're both making like over 100 grand tax free. And we would just try and like fit in. But like one of the nights we partied till like, you know, like stupid young Marines, like until, I don't know, 6, 7 in the morning. And he fell asleep. And so, you know, he's outside, no shirt on, and he's got a picture. I had a picture of it, but I got my old Facebook deleted for trolling. But anyway, he had a bottle of Jack Daniels in his hand, and he's asleep, and you just hear super loud heavy metal, and the sun's coming up, kind of hitting him. And so, dude, it was like, it's so cliche, but there's like a circle of people, and this chick takes the guitar out, and everyone's meeting up for breakfast. They're all dirty backpackers, right?
Yeah.
And she's warming her voice up, and she's like, bring, and she literally goes, oh, and I'm just like, dude, where the fuck am I? Like, no one around here is like me. And then one kid was like, do you want to see what tear gas smells like? And he went to the Gaza Strip, right? So he's like, this is what, and he gives me a handkerchief, and I was like, oh, wow, crazy. You know, like, I'm just trying to blend
crazy.
in. Yeah. And so the chick's warming her voice up, and she's like, what is that? And they turn, and my buddy's got like heavy metal just blaring in his ear, and it was so loud that we can all hear it. And he's just asleep holding a bottle of Jack Daniel. Looks like he's dead. And everyone's like, oh my God, is he okay? And they run and they start trying to help him. I'm like, he's fine. And I'm just laughing because no one has any idea that we're just like these two freaking strung out dudes, you know? But that's all we did the whole trip. And we met these two Americans. If I'm being real, it's going to be kind of dark. Edit this out. Maybe not. I don't know. But we had all these videos from like Iraq, and it's there's no use for them now. Just when you just get out of the military, you have all these videos of like dead people, and like it's all motivating, like from the deployment and stuff. And this kid wouldn't stop following us, so we're like, dude, we need to get this kid away from us. So my buddy's like, dude, let's show him the fucking moto video. And we're like, yeah, let's. So we open it. Hey, you want to see a video of us in Iraq? And we show it. It's just body. And this guy's like, oh my God. He just takes off running. We're like, yeah. I don't know why we did that. It's fucking stupid. But then we met these two other American kids, and we kind of thought they were like, it was the same thing. We kind of bonded a bit, and we're like, dude, let's show him the video. Let's fucking like, I don't know why we're getting off on just weirding people out. We're just like fresh out of the war, so we're all fucked up. We're projecting, I guess, you know?
Yeah.
And so we show these dudes this video, and one of them's like, yo, that's fucking sick. And I'm like, what? You guys aren't? They're like, that's cool, dude. Where'd you get this? And so they're like broke backpackers at the time. And me and my buddy Bruce are like, yo, you guys are pretty cool. Do you guys want to live like rock stars for a whole week? And they're like, fuck yeah. So we just took them on like a journey for like a week straight in Tel Aviv, paid for everything, had a blast. And so randomly, a decade later, I'm kind of posting that I want to go save this dog in Guatemala because I'm not drinking so much anymore, but at the time, blacked out, woke up, there's a dog in my room, and I was like, oh shit, because I like rescue dogs.
Yeah.
So what must have happened, right, was I got drunk, I'm getting street food, and I see this dog, and so I fucking feed him, and then he follows me all the way to my room, and I wake up, and I'm like, oh shit, he's in my hotel room. So I open the door to let him leave, I'm in Guatemala, and he's still there. So he follows me everywhere for a week. So I find a random barista, right, who's actually my friend now. And I'm like, I'm going to come back for this dog. Can you hold on to him? She's like, yeah. So I was just sending her money every month, right, helping her out to help the dog. And so I'm posting about it. And I'm like, I want to drive down to Guatemala and bring this dog back. And my buddy from Israel that I met that day, haven't seen him, in a while. He's like, dude, I'll go with you. So he flies from New York down to San Antonio. And we fucking drive all the way down to Guatemala, right? And we get robbed by the cops.
Yeah.
One time, we couldn't drive at night. There was people that were like, don't drive at night. And I'm like, well, what happened? They're like, güero, like I speak Spanish. Like, dude, you can't. Like, you're gonna die. And you're like, holy shit, right? All right. So one hotel that we stayed at, it was called, I don't remember the hotel name, but there was a waterfall called La Cascada de Meco, which if you speak Spanish is a funny word, right? I won't say it on the pod, but
Sure.
I was like, there's no way that's the real name. It is the real name. And it was a beautiful resort. And I tried to leave at night. And the guy's like, hey, like, you can't. And I'm like, why? And he's like, well, there's traffic every night, from the cartels and the route. You can't leave. And I'm like, dude, what do you mean I can't leave my hotel? He's like, I'm telling you, like, I work here. You're not allowed to leave. And I'm like, well, I need Wi-Fi. Your guys' Wi-Fi is down. He's like, okay, you want to use the Wi-Fi? You can walk to that other hotel. Hold on. Calls on a radio. Other guy hears me on the radio. They're like, you see him? I'm waving my hands. They're like, all right, start walking. And I fucking walk to this other hotel. I check my Wi-Fi. They start asking a bunch of questions. I start giving them little information because I'm kind of scared, right? And then he radios. He's walking back. I walk back. And then in the morning, the guy was trying to help. Those guys weren't like related to the cartel, but they're trying to help me. And then in the morning, I'm like, hey, did they pass by last night? He's like, yeah, but it was only like 4 trucks, right? Not that many. And I'm like, what? Like, what do you do? He's like, I just wave, and I'm like, holy shit. And they're saying like, you just cannot walk that route at night. You can't drive. The whole city just kind of shuts down. So it's crazy, right? Like,
that's crazy.
We live in the U.S. and people sit here and complain and cry like, all right, worst country in the world. I'm like, dude, like, there's other. And what's crazy is they kind of live. They live like they respect each other. People are like, all right, we know the drill, and the cartels there. I'm even scared to like say shit here, right? Like,
yeah.
Like, you eventually start realizing that when you drive, everyone's like, don't drive at night, right? Just don't do it. Everyone tells you that. And so you listen to the populace and you're like, you know what? Cool. So that was kind of part of the journey. We got followed one time. Another time I saw a vehicle behind us and there was just 2 dudes with like rifles, right? And I'm like, holy shit. And I start trying to pick the camera up to like catch it in the rearview mirror. And my buddy was driving. He's like, don't fucking. And I was like, but I want the picture. He's like, don't fucking do it. So I leave him. We go down to pick up this dog. And what's crazy is as you get down close to the border of Guatemala, it's fucking insane, dude. You see like families and families like walking up, right? And there's like little 9-year-old kids with all their belongings walking on the side of the freaking highway. Like if I swerve, you can wipe out a whole family, right? By accident, right? I'm not saying I would ever intentionally think about that, but that crossed my mind. Like these guys are risking their life. And then you get into Guatemala and they didn't let me in the Guatemala because I had paper plates. And I'm like, what the fuck? I can't. And they're like, he starts yelling at me, you think we're corrupt like Mexico and all this shit. So I leave my vehicle at the border and I walk into Guatemala, right? On foot, no passport control. There's just a dude that stops you and he's like, hey, do you want quetzales? Like the currency? And I'm like, no, I'm good. And he's like, okay. And he just dude. So it's open border. You just walk in, and then when you're walking back, I get stopped again. I think someone's gonna check my passport, and they're like, hey, do you want to change your money to pesos on the Mexican side? I'm like, no. He's like, okay, right. No passport control, nothing. But there is a metal gate. It's a real shitty metal gate. And there's like, they're just monitoring the vehicles. And I had paper plates. I bought my vehicle just to go down there and have a reliable vehicle to get this dog back. And so they were like, you're not driving in. So we're like, fuck. So we drive back a couple hours up and we fly. And I go to pay the woman more money to be like, just a couple more months. And that's when my buddy decides to stay in Guatemala. And I fly back and then I just drive all the way back alone. And I didn't have cell phone service or anything. Got robbed by the cops by myself. You know, he was saying like, it was fucking bullshit. Like he pulls me over and he's like, hey, let me see your paperwork. And I give him all my paperwork. I didn't make copies or anything. I give him all my paperwork. And he's like, and he like puts the documents aside. He's like, it's because, güero, like, you don't have the proper documentation. And I'm like, you motherfucker. Like he's holding on to it, right? And so it was kind of funny. Like Hispanics are real big on like their word, right? Like it's a real machismo culture. So I made a deal with the cop and was like, you know, he tries to tell me something stupid, like $300. I get him down to like 80, which is still a fucking ripoff. But I'm like, whatever, dude. You like, you got to hustle. Your government's not paying you. So I end up saying like, okay. And I open up my wallet and I give him like the $80 worth. And I still have like more money in my wallet. And he like stops and he looks at me and he's like, I see more. I see more. And then I tell him in Spanish, like, you gave me your word. And he looks at me and he goes, bueno. And then he shakes my hand, right? So he like robs me with honor, right?
He robs
me with fucking honor. And then he gives me a piece of paper and it's like a bullshit piece of paper. Like, and he writes his badge number and shit. And he's like, hey, if you get pulled over again, just give him this paper and say you've already paid the fine. I'm like, essentially it's to get pulled over and be like, look, man, they already fucking took me for everything I have.
Yeah, right.
Here. And they're like, okay, go for it, right? But even then, dude, I don't regret the experience. Like I paid $80 for a cool fucking story.
Yeah.
You know, like
that's like worth the $80.
Fuck yeah,
it's a
dude.
fucking great story.
And if I would have died, it would have sucked. But I didn't die, and I have all these stories. And I drove. It's so fucking sick, dude. Like I stopped in all these random towns. There's one called Camino de Real, right? Camino 14 or some shit like that. Camino de Real, I think it's called. No, Real de 14. Sorry, I remember now. Real de 14. Like Real de 14, the number 14. It's fucking dope, dude. They have all these like Jeeps, right? And you're just like, you take these Jeeps and you just sit on top of them and it's fucking awesome, dude. The city's like super ancient. It's a beautiful city, right? It used to be like a silver mining town like way back when. And it's just like, I would have never imagined this even exists. And you go there and there's like, they'll take you to a spot and they just have like random peyote just like chilling, growing on the ground. And they say, they don't let you take that piece, but they're like, if you find it out here, the guy's telling me like in Spanish, if you ever take peyote, you have to give an offering back to the earth. He's like, some people leave flower seeds, you know, some people leave pesos, right? Some people leave like bottles of water, right? You have to give something back to the earth. And I'm like, it's beautiful, you know? And so super cool experience. And I ended up just flying back to Guatemala and getting the dog flown back to the U.S. I spent like $4,000 getting him back here. But I got him back and he's at my house right now in San Antonio.
He's chilling.
He's cool.
How many animals do you
have? I have 4 dogs right now. And I have an indoor cat, an outdoor cat, and technically another outdoor cat now. Right? I just put a bunch of food. Sometimes raccoons will be out there eating it, you know. I caught my cat fighting with a raccoon, like perfect timing. I walked outside and the raccoon was like, had like a stranglehold almost on the cat. It was like perfect timing, dude. I walk outside and I just see like the raccoon like trying to choke the cat. And then they both like look at me and I just go, hey. And then they both just run in opposite directions. I was like, what?
the fuck?
Yeah.
I think this is interesting. I was thinking about this, you know, as we're like, you know, talking about this and I'm like, because you're always like right up to the line. Like you're like right up to the line. And like those of you that have like listened to, because you've been on Drinking Bros, you've been on a couple other shows, you've been on the, what's the Shane Gillis?
Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast.
Yeah, Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast.
Reddit ate me alive.
Oh, they did? Why?
Everybody was like, he needs to lay off the cocaine.
They just don't understand that's your natural personality.
And dudes were jumping on, guys were jumping on there on Reddit, and they were saying shit like, he's gonna make me unsubscribe, and everyone's like, fuck this guy, worst guest ever. And I was like reading the comments, and I tried the comment, and then people started attacking. Every time I'd comment, I'd have like 400 downvotes, right? And then somebody would say, stay out of the comments, brother, and then it would have like 1,200 upvotes. And then I'd be like, I'm just saying, and then I have a bunch of downvotes, and then they'd be like, trust me, brother, don't do it. And then, I keep reading the comments, and people are saying all this shit, and then eventually I got to one of them that just made me kind of start cracking up. And it was like, he's this, he's that. And then one guy said, because I talked about Iraq, and then one guy just said, he should have died in Iraq. And then somebody says, no. And they put like a laughing, crying face and like a dead skull face. And I just burst out into laughter. And I was like, okay, fucking trolls. I'm going to put my phone in my pocket. But even when I was on the show, Shane Gillis wasn't there, but it was filmed in his house. Matt McCusker was like, oh, don't read the comments, brother. Don't read the comments. I was like, I don't understand. And that was probably like the highest platform that I went on at that point, right? And so, yeah, dude, don't read the But then you go to like Joe Rogan's page and you read his fucking comments, and everyone's like, fuck you.
Yeah, it's just like a cesspool of like negativity, right?
Yeah,
like,
and then you go to their page and it's like 4 posts, 14 followers, following 125. And you're like, okay, motherfucker. What have you done, right?
Yeah, and it's like, because I listened to the episode, you texted me, you're like, hey, I told a story.
I talked about Black Rifle in there too.
Yeah, you told some story about like, I forget exactly what it was. You were like, you weren't concerned about it. You're just giving me a heads up. You're like, hey man, I told some story. Hope you don't care. And I was like, yeah, well, I'll listen to it. So I was like in an airport.
Yeah.
And I like subscribed to it, and I started listening to it because it's funny. And I was like, I can't remember exactly what it was. Story.
It was the first podcast that I ever did. Right?
But you're like making, because we had you on Drinking Bros when we still had the studio there at the San Antonio office, and you had told some like gross, like,
it was a Tinder story.
It was super funny. It was like super funny. So those of you that haven't ever listened to Justin on an episode, one, like you're really like no filter, and it's fucking refreshing because it's super funny. And you can get really fucking crazy real fast, which is
100%.
like super fun. And I can't remember exactly the context, but I was like, yeah, it just seems like a normal story that you would tell. Like, of course, like I'm totally fine.
I remember. I don't know if this is the platform to say that story again, right? But it was.
What was it? I can't remember.
It was. So at the time, Dan Holloway was my boss.
Yeah.
And he had said, "What are you doing? Come meet me. I'm out here for a drink or whatever."
Yeah.
And then I said, I'm on a Tinder date, or I'm watching my Tinder date breastfeed her child. And he puts like a bunch of laughing, crying faces. He's like, meet me here. And I'm like, and I don't take a photo of the nudity or of the child's face, right? But I take a photo. You could see clearly this woman's breastfeeding. And so I send him the picture, and he's like, I thought you were joking. Ha ha. He's like, tell me about that. And I just told the story how like I showed up and how this girl didn't tell me she had a kid, and I heard a baby crying. And I start trying to tell her, hey, you should probably like attend to your child, And then she's like, don't tell me how to be a mom. And I'm thinking, I hear a baby crying. I'm thinking like 3, 4 maybe, And she just comes out with like a literal like infant, like 2 months old. And I'm just like, whoa, dude. And she just like pulls her breasts out. The child starts eating, which is normal, right? Natural. And I just like look at her. I kind of give her a look, kind of like, dude, I just met you on Tinder. Like, you didn't tell me any of this. It's not on her profile or anything. And she just looks at me and says, what? It's natural. And I was like, right on, right? So I told the story, and that was my first podcast I'd ever gone on, right? Ever. I had never done a podcast. And so that's kind of where everything started, right? Snowballed and somehow led me to Naked and Afraid, because you keep building a brand. And then I did Matt and Shane's, and
And so you're entering in, and then like you're going through this, I would say, brand evolution, personal experience, and then you're doing stand up. So like you're doing all this like supposedly like crazy shit. And by the way, it's like all shit that requires a significant amount of either courage or not giving a fuck, right? Yeah. It's like going down to Guatemala, driving by yourself, doing Naked and Afraid, like all these different things, like you're just kind of doing them. And then, okay, now I'm going to do stand up. So you're going to put yourself in the arena. You're going to fight another dude in public forum. You're going to jump out and fucking do Naked and Afraid. And now you're going to jump on stage.
Yeah.
And you're trying all these things that most people, by the way, would be terrified to do any of this. Like drive down to Guatemala and drive back by themselves. Like most people would never fucking do that.
For sure, I was terrified.
Yeah.
Right? That's
so you're always kind of doing this shit that's like kind of terrifying, to be honest with you. For a lot of people, like it'd be pretty terrifying. Like, and that's the thing I was thinking about. It's like, dude, you're always kind of like right up against the line, and like you're either mainlining fear or you've at least become fairly comfortable with it because, and I'm like, I'm getting there. I promise you. Where is this something like? Do you think you got comfortable with it in Iraq and then it's just kind of been a continuation, or has this always been part of your personality?
So I think like at a young age, I've talked about this before, but like, yeah, my parents split when I was pretty young. And then so I slept on floors growing up till I was like 11 years old, right? And it was super normal to me. And I had a pretty chaotic upbringing, right? If you were to ever, I always tell people this crazy personality, I have an excuse, right? Like, oh, I went to Iraq, and people are like, oh, right on. I've even joked about it saying like, oh, I'm autistic. I'm not, right? Not making fun of autistic people, but I've even said things before and people would be like, why would you say that? And I'm just like, oh, I'm autistic. And they're like, oh, shit. And then they could just listen to me for like 4 hours, be like, build a wall, right? Or whatever the fuck. And they have to just kind of listen. But in reality, it all started when I was young. If you were to ever meet my family, they're all fucking crazy, dude. Like I've had, and this isn't a boast by any means, but like I've had, there's been suicides in my family. There's been suicide attempts. There's been people that have lost their life to addiction. There's been people that were alcoholics and now they've recovered. There's people that were addicts and recovered. There's people that were unmedicated, had a mental, disorder and were undiagnosed. And so it's just a crazy fun family, right? And we're very dysfunctional, but now we function as we got older. And so I was always just real wild. I would say even as a kid, they'd be like, you won't go streaking, and I'd be like, we're still going to die. Like that was my mentality, right? And my mom would always tell me, she'd be like, Justin, like do it. Fuck it. We're all going to die one day. And she would just say that to me from a very young age. So I was a daredevil. Then I joined the Marines and I have an excuse. Then I went to therapy after the Marines and they were like, hey, whoa, not having a bed is not normal. And you're like, what? Yeah, no, it's pretty normal. They're like, how many other people that didn't have a bed? And you're like, fuck. All right. Right on.
Yeah.
But my mom had like 11 brothers and sisters. So
11.
Yeah. Tons of cousins, right? And everyone's just crazy, dude. But we're also the people that like, if like someone's husband got caught in a prostitution ring years and years ago, right? And came out on the news. And so as we're watching it, like my mom's watching it, my mom just starts cracking up super, like instead of being like, oh no, is she going to be okay? It just shows the idiot's face on TV. And it's like, caught in prostitution ring. And like, my mom's just laughing and I'm just laughing. And sure enough, big Hispanic family. We just start taking like photos and just sending it to like each other, and we're just like laughing. And then we show up and we like see her and we're like, hey, how are you? She's like, don't fuck with me. I know you all saw it. We're like, what? Like, but like, that's the family, man. I grew up kind of crazy. And so again, after I like, went to therapy for a bit, she kind of was like, your baseline is like eggshells because you grew up kind of crazy. Then you join the Marines. And even now I told my, where I work now, I've even told my boss before, like, hey, I'm going to be honest with you. I'll perform, but if you really need something done, just start applying pressure. I promise I'll do. And he's like, man, you shouldn't have to tell me that. I'm like, I'm just being transparent, right? That's how you kind of manage me, right? And sure enough, he'll ask me for stuff. But if it's like, this is fucking important, where is it, Justin? I'm just like, oh, and I get it done, right? Because I just need that chaos in a way, right? It's why I date crazy women too, like if I date a normie, I'm like, I'm bored.
Right.
And so, yeah, it's kind of, I've always been this way, just been this fucking.
So what's it like now, like moving into stand up? Because like that can be like mainlining adrenaline for a lot of people. I mean, most people can't even do public speaking, let alone write a series of jokes, sit up and do, minute, 2 minute, 5 minute, 20-minute set. Like that can be extremely anxiety producing for most people. Yeah. Does it bother you at all? Like, do you get any form of anxiety?
Fuck yeah. Every time, man. Every time. Everyone's nervous. I don't care what anybody says. I've done, even on small little shows, even on small mics, but I guess like, dude, the first time that I ever bombed, I had been doing like smaller venues and shows, and I got an opportunity to go on the Laugh Out Loud in San Antonio.
Yeah.
So, dude, I had never bombed before. I'd been doing comedy like year and a half, 2 years. And then I got up there and you start realizing that there's like a whole craft to it, right? But when you're doing these smaller venues, you don't really get to gauge that. And some of the things is like self-deprecation. If you don't have the audience, if you self-deprecate, kind of helps your cause. People are, he doesn't take himself so serious. You also have to understand what you look like on stage. And for me, I'm like, I'm all tatted up. I got fucked up ears. I like work out and stuff. So when people see you and they don't know you or they're like, why would I trust this guy? He looks aggressive. So what I had done, it was like peak, like COVID, right? And I went out there and I grabbed the microphone. First time at the LOL on the main stage. First thing I did was I said, this is my first time making it to the big stage. Thank you all. And everyone's like, yeah. So now what I just did was say, hey guys, don't trust me. I'm going to discredit myself. I don't even deserve to be here. It's a paid show. But, so that's kind of what I did is in hindsight, you realize. And then the next thing I did was I said, how are you super spreaders doing? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, I'm talking about herpes in San Antonio. So now I've attacked the whole audience. And then I'm like, anyway, I recently had an MMA fight and now I'm just an aggressive asshole.
Yeah.
And so I spent 10 minutes bombing my dick off and I wanted to grab the mic and be like, why is my face hot? Like I was freaking out. I fucking bombed, dude. And I went to the back and I'd never bombed before. And I'm just kind of like, I think I just bombed. And then one guy goes, damn, dude, don't go shoot up a school or anything. And I'm like, was it that bad? Because it was a comic, right? And all the comics sit in the back and all the comics started cracking up. They're like, yeah, it was fucking terrible. And I was like, oh. But then I had a show there the next night at the same venue. And one dude said, hey, man, this is good. This is probably the best thing that could have happened to you. And I go, why? He goes, what are you going to do? And I said, well, I'm going to go home and write. And he goes, there you go. And at that point, I would just tell bits. I wouldn't really write you start realizing when you have a set, it's like a paragraph. Right? And you got to have like an intro, a callback or closer, and then you got your body in between. And you also have to have the capacity to adapt. Sometimes you're saying, like, I've got like this, whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, I've got like a bit on something. And if you start realizing that they're just not on board, you just kind of pull the cord and you just kind of go to the next bit.
Right.
Right? And then you might have to adjust and change, but you don't have that capacity until you start bombing occasionally, right? So I did the venue the next day and it was great. It was a fucking same venue, same packed out crowd. I was like, oh, fucking hey, thank God. But I had to learn that lesson, right? And so, like recently I opened for Brian Callen and I did like a whole weekend with him. It's fucking dope. And he actually talked about, hey, how's Evan and all them, right?
I love Brian. It's fucking awesome.
He met me actually when I was just walking in San Antonio. And he saw my ears and he's like, hey, what's up, bro? Like, where do you train at? And I'm like, oh, fucking blah, blah, blah. I work at Black Rifle. Oh, that's super cool. At the time, I was working with y'all. And then he said something like, oh, and I said, hey, man, I'm doing comedy too. And he says, that's cool, bro. Go to my show. And I show up a little bit late. And they ushered me to the front. And I was front row. And I was like, fucking, hey, what a genuine dude, bro. Like, he didn't get anything from it. He just met me, had a convo, invites me to the show, front row. And then a couple years pass. And I'm asked, without that knowledge, if I can open for him all weekend. And I was like, this is fucking dope. And he had no knowledge of the story. So what he had said at the time was, hey, man, keep writing. And so sure enough, I see him and he looks at me and goes, hey, fucking dude, I'm glad you stuck with it. He had no knowledge that they asked me to open for him. Fist bumps me. I had one mid-set where I fucked a joke up pretty bad. But other than that, it was 5 sets that weekend. I did pretty good on all of them, right? And at the end, same shit, dude. Dude, Brian, he like drove me home every night. Right, I was like, I'm gonna Uber. He's like, you're not Ubering. I went out. We got food after, got like a drink, and then he would drive me to my front door every day. He treated me like a human, dude. I was like, a lot of comics would just be like, hey, fucking, he's just the opener. But he treated me with respect the whole time. And then at the very end, he's like, hey, bro, don't stop writing. And that was it. That was the last thing he told me. That was a couple weeks ago. And then I've had a bunch of shows since then. And then I did Kill Tony.
What's that like? So when you're throwing your name in the bucket, right? Because that's the way it works.
There's like 350 people that sign up.
You just throw your name in the bucket every time you go there?
Yeah.
How long have you been doing it?
Fucking like 2 years.
Seriously?
And I finally got called up.
Holy shit.
To be real, I had like a mid-set. I didn't bomb. I didn't kill. Guy before me kind of juiced him for the military stuff. But I will say how you talk about getting nervous. I was stone cold sober, had like 0 drinks in me.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not getting on. And I'm just like sitting there. And they just like, Justin Governale. I'm like, holy sh. And it's crazy. Like, dude, I got probably a bigger rush than I've ever gotten. And I think.
Seriously?
Yeah. Because it's like, I know that this is going to, it's like, it's different if you perform and do well in front of like 400 or 500 people.
Yeah.
It's different if you do it in front of 10 people. It's different if you bomb in front of 500 people. It's different if you do well or bomb in front of fucking 3 million people. And then you're like, oh, fucking. So it's like that rush, you know, and I got up there and again, I had my moments, you know, Matt Rife was the guest. I had my moments. I talked about being gay in the military, right? I was like, so I served, and I've done this bit so many times, right? What was crazy is I was like, yeah, so I served in the Marines during Don't Ask, Don't Tell, and it changed me, man. Like I went in as a young, weak boy, and I came out of there as a strong, confident, gay man, right? People laugh. And then I'm like, I wish I could say it was the combat that made me hard, but it wasn't the combat. It was the group showers, right? I say that, did the rest of my set. I had one pretty big pop. I did have like one that fell flat. And then at the very end, I was just like, that's it. And everyone started cracking up, right? And so, yeah, Tony asked me right after, he's like, is all that true? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, were you in the Marines? I was like, yeah. He's like, are you gay? And I was like, oh, no, I'm not gay. He's like, what the fuck? That was your whole set. And then he goes, stolen valor. And everyone started cracking up. And then, yeah, it was dope. And then he asked me about Iraq. No, he was like, talk about the Marines. I could have said any funny story. And for some reason, like on the spot with all the pressure and adrenaline, I was like, I got blown up my first patrol. And he's like, talk about it. I talk about it. It gets all dark. And I'm like, and then I blacked out. And they put the soundboard. And then I blacked out. And they're like, it's raining, man. And everyone started laughing. And I was like, oh, my PTSD, you know. And then, yeah, Matt Rife started fucking me. How tall are you, right? And I was like, I'm fucking 5'6" on Tinder. And they're like, no, how tall? I was like 5'5". And Tony's like, you're not 5'5". And I know he's the type of dude to like get a fucking tape measure.
Yeah.
And fucking, so I was like, when I stretch my spine, like, don't measure me, motherfucker, right? And so, yeah, I had a couple decent little pops in the interview. And then at the very end, he's like, do you have any skills or things you want the audience to know about? And then I'm like, oh, I'm a survivalist. I did 2 seasons of Naked and Afraid. He's like, don't you fucking lie to me. Don't fucking lie, motherfuckers. Like, swear to God. And then they look me up and they're like, oh, shit. Holy shit, you were on Naked and Afraid. And I was like, yeah, I lost 38 pounds. And then Matt Rife was like, you're all tatted up like that? And I was like, yeah. I started taking my shirt off and everyone's like, and then they're like, okay, get out of here. And they throw me the, yeah. So fun.
How many people are in the audience?
You can't really see because the lights are so bright, if I'm being honest. But definitely at least a couple hundred, at least a few hundred, right? But that's not even where the pressure is. It's like, again, it's crazy, dude, because
it's Kill Tony.
Yeah, it's like I've been
fucking huge.
And I think part of it is like we put it in our it's like everything else, man.
Yeah.
You put shit up on a pedestal,
Yeah.
and then it's kind of like I did like anything in the military, like whenever you do like the fucking houses where you're like clearing and there's like all these dudes on the catwalk, like that added pressure really brings out the error and like any flaws, right? Like anything that any bad habits, you're like, what the fuck? I can't think, right? And so,
yeah, it's like I equate it to like you can hear your breath and your heartbeat. Like that's how much fucking stress you're under when you're under like when people are examining you specifically under performance. It's like the pressure is so immense. Like because I used to do that. I used to be the guy on the catwalk, right? And I used to like film guys doing CQB specifically, but then it was like reversing that and then watching yourself just get fucking torn to shreds doing something tactical and everybody just like beats the shit out of each other. It's very similar because it's like a peer-driven performance. Yeah. There's so much anxiety, but this is even
now throw
way
that online.
different. Now put it online with YouTube. Yeah. So everybody's gonna have a fucking.
Didn't check your corner. I would have done this. I would have. Yeah. So like, I didn't kill by any means. I didn't bomb. I did pretty mid, if I'm being honest. Yeah. I had a couple moments. I had one pretty big pop. But yeah, I'm gonna edit it. It was all gay stuff. And what's funny is like, dude, I've been trying to build a brand for years, dude. Obviously, right? Everybody. And what's funny is I have a video on my Instagram. It has 13 million views. I don't even know how many it has now. 13 million views. And I got thousands of followers from it. And it's literally, I just wrote words on my finger. And it just says, you are gay. And I'm just filming my finger and I go, you are gay. And I kind of go slow motion when I go gay. And then like my dog's in front of me. And then he turns and looks at me and I just put a rainbow over it. Small. Fucking 13 million views. Almost 200,000 shares. And I'm like, what the fuck? Or I do this gay Marine one. Has like 7 million views. And it was the same joke. It was like, I used to think it was, I'm looking off into the distance. I used to think it was a combat in the Marines that made me hard. And then I turned and I'm like, but it was actually the group showers. Fucking 7 million views, 100,000 shares, whatever. And you're like, okay, hold on. So that was my logic for doing the gay stuff on Kill Tony. I know it's going to go online.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to be able to chop it up. And now that same audience that's pushing it, I'm just hoping that was my strategic play for it, right? I'm definitely going to sign up again. And I know what bit I'm going to do. I'm going to do a fighter bit, right? Because
The fighter bit.
Yeah, I've got a fighter bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, it's just it's awesome, dude. It's awesome to just keep going. Like, and even then, the episode, it's going to air and it's like, on to the next thing. Now we're doing this.
Yeah.
Right, this pumps out. Cool. Get something from it. Sometimes it's a lot of followers. Sometimes it's a little. Sometimes it's one very crucial, important follower. I saw you on X.
Yeah.
How would you like to do Y? You
Right,
know?
yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, I think that's the important piece. Like, I see it because I've seen it, the last few years since you left Black Rifle. Like, I'll follow you and like watch your stuff, right? And when you went to Guatemala, you posted that on YouTube, I think, right? Like,
yeah.
On your, and I was watching that just because like I know you, so I think you've always been fucking funny, even when you're just like the dude working in the office in our marketing department. You weren't a wallflower by any stretch of the imagination, right? It's like super funny. And then like I'll catch a clip on, either your Instagram or if you've been on Drinking Bros, what, how many times now?
a handful of times.
Yeah. So I'll like catch that episode or whatever. I'm like, dude's fucking grinding it out, man. Like
what I have learned is I do not have a filter, but you start realizing like platforms have purpose, right? And you can't just jump on a platform and be like, yeah, this, my Tinder date was breastfeeding her child. People are gonna be like, what the fuck, So
time and place,
right, is kind of the biggest evolution that I think you may have seen. Like, dude, on Drinking Bros, I was discussing Justin. Right?
Yeah, I know.
There's multiple people that don't even know who I am.
Yeah.
Or sometimes I'll comment something random, like something random on Instagram, and then one of the Drinking Bros followers that's been following me. Dude, I did those years ago. And Ross would always be like, Justin, build the wall, Governale. Like peak when, everybody was like, not my president and all that shit. And so, and my family's from Mexico. My mom's born in Mexico, right? So I would always be like, hey, no. Like, so it's like a joke. So sometimes I'll comment something on Instagram, completely unrelated, and then somebody will be like, #build the wall. And I'll be like, oh, this motherfucker, right? So it's about like building the brand over the years, but there's been an evolution. Like even when I started, even with comedy, like you start off and you're like, dick jokes, sex jokes, and then you evolve and you're like the Kill Tony set was like a little different because you know the audience too, right? But dude, you can't just go up on stage and do 20 minutes about sex. It's like you're not original,
No.
Like nobody cares. You can take anyone walking down the street and be like, here's a microphone. Even the Haktua girl, right?
Yeah.
Like, what do you got to do in the bedroom? Oh, you got to give them that Haktua. Funny, right? Fuck yeah, she blew up. She's actually doing really cool shit now, which is I love. Rescuing dogs and giving money back to like homeless shelters and stuff. Fucking great. But what I'm saying is like you can take the average individual and because it's so relatable and say a funny sex story. We've all got them, right? But there comes a point when it's like be creative, motherfucker, right? Or like say a certain word without saying the word because the word will get you canceled. But find a creative way to not say the word and you kind of say the word. And the fact that you were so creative makes it hilarious, right? It's like, oh, you can never say A or B or C, and you tiptoe around it so much that everyone's like, that's great, and I can't get upset because you didn't say anything.
Right.
So that's how you become, I feel, funny in comedy. And I'm 4.5 years. I have no intentions to be like the next big headliner all over the United States, but it's pretty awesome to like on a daily basis be speaking to, I don't know, 15 to 500 people and be like, Justin Governale.
Right.
That's kind of my intent with it. And just kind of see where life takes me, man.
It's fucking cool. Like I enjoy watching it, like just all the way around, because I really like I like the fact that you can just like push yourself into these situations where they're extremely uncomfortable. They do take a significant amount of courage, individual courage, and just like keep fucking driving at it. And it's fascinating from an individual psychology perspective because it's like you've done, Marine Corps over here to like hippie travel over here to rescue dogs and stand-up comedy to, marketing job X, right? So you have this like significant portfolio of experience. And I think one of the things that I really like about that from a veteran perspective is like, I see a lot of vets that are scared to break out of the mold. They're like, really scared to like push the limit of, well, I don't want to do that because I don't want to upset the apple cart. I don't want to do that because I don't want to look like a douche. I don't want to do this because I want to look like this. And it's like, no, actually, to take your mom's advice, like we're here for a short time.
Yeah.
Like you got to go out and kind of go get it. And if you don't, like, I don't want to be that dude at the last minute of my life going like, man, I really wish I would have done that thing. I remember watching that thing and I just didn't ever have the stones to go do it.
I mean,
and
dude,
I don't think
you started Black Rifle, dude.
Yeah.
Can you imagine like if you never took that gamble, dude? You just took the safe route, you'd be fucking working in a desk right now.
I'd be miserable, man. I'd be working at the agency, still doing the same, or not, because I would have been fired.
It's part of like, well, to your point, it's like that evolution. You have to evolve, man. Like, if not, you're just the bro vet dude forever.
Yeah.
Right? And you're just that dude, right? Or like I still love to go like shooting and training, right? But there was a time when I was doing like shooting competitions and like I wanted to be a federal agent so fucking bad. Even when I got to Black Rifle, I was like,
I remember.
I'm interviewing for the FBI, right? And then I failed a polygraph for the ATF, which is hilarious, right? She was like, "What have you cheated on, Mr. Governale?" And I was like, I don't know, a girlfriend." She's like, "That's not it. You've cheated on something." And she just fucking honed in. And at the very end was like, "Still getting something on the cheating question." And I was like, "All right." But like what I'm saying is, in hindsight, I couldn't imagine, dude, I would have never done Naked and Afraid. You can't do comedy. Are you kidding me?
No.
You can't be on there making gay jokes on Kill Tony if you're a fucking federal agent. Then they bring that up in the courtroom and you're, the defense is, he's gay or something. Right?
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
like, "Oh, wow, are you a big, is that why you arrested him?" So it's just like, I'm pretty content with the path that I'm taking. Definitely need to pull myself out of corporate America. I'm still currently there, but I'm working on all these other things. And the only way you get there is by just being, like you said, being uncomfortable, taking risks. Sometimes you're going to jump on podcasts and people are going to say that they wish you would have died in Iraq, right?
Yeah.
You're going to feel like shit for a week or two. I'm sure you've gotten a lot.
I got a lot of it. Yeah.
And eventually you got to just kind of, you have to laugh about it and be like, this will fucking pass. I'm going to do something cool in no time and everyone's going to fucking love me again, right?
You just outlast people, man. Like people have like very short memories in the context of like they're undisciplined. They get distracted by shiny objects and they move on to the next thing, right? And it's like, well, this is my thing. So I'm not really moving on to another thing. This is like, I roast coffee still make coffee every morning via pour over. I still love making fucking products and I still like running my mouth. So like, it's really hard for you to pull me off something that I'm just do. Like that's what I do. That's part of it too, because I've recognized you see it in either people that either try to fight or do comedy or anything they do. If you don't really love to do it, your heart's not in it.
Yeah.
And then you just move on to the next fucking thing. But if you're like, no, I'm investing in this. Yeah. This is my thing. It's really fucking hard to pull that person out.
Yeah. Oh, you're sleeping on floors. Think about the future. It's like, dude, at the time when I wanted to fight, and that's all they did. Dude, when I fought for Bellator and I won, I got like literally hundreds of messages. Congrats, oh my God. And I remember sitting on a couch and feeling like so high from the adrenaline. Like I finished the dude in the second round. They called me on an 8-day notice and I won. It was fucking great, dude. He beat the shit out of me the whole first round, came back. And so I'm just like sitting there enjoying my win in the dark, right? Because I'm renting a living room, not even a fucking room. I'm renting my friend's living room and there was a mattress on the floor and I was sleeping on a fucking mattress. Like that sucked. Twin size mattress. And I had no walls. One time the dog woke up and it just pissed on me when I was sleeping. Right? So like everyone's like, congrats. And I just threw myself in the fire and I'm having to pay like hundreds of dollars to rent a dude's floor. And I'm sitting there in the dark, like high from the wind and all these girls that I've been chasing for years. Congrats, Justin. We should hang out sometime. And I'm like, you fucking. But then when you lose, it's like your mom. Good fight, mijo. Like, you just need to work harder. And you're just like, I'm pretty fucking depressed right now. But, like, you just got to be willing to take those risks. And that goes with anything, right? Like, you've had fails with your business for sure, right? You've had wins with your business, right? And, even, dude, the fucking like the support. I remember there was some controversy a while back with Tulsi.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So funny. Oh, I can't believe you're supporting her.
Yeah.
And now the guy that they absolutely love is like, oh, I'm pulling her onto my party. He's like, what's up? What's up, bitch?
Yeah. No, I don't get recognized for that. Right. It's like you can't support your friends. And I support my friends regardless, right? It's like, who cares? My buddy Zach Escol was running for something in New York as a Democrat. I'm like, he's my buddy, right? He's a former recon Marine. He's running for, I think it was like city auditor or something. I just support people in the context of like, these are my people. These are my friends. Like, oh, I'm afraid of a little public backlash because they might be on like a different team. Like, well, I don't give a fuck about the teams either way. So it doesn't matter to me. Like, but my whole thing is like just like with seeing kind of you in the last like couple of years is like, you really do give, I think, a lot of a good inspiration for vets, because vets need a bunch of examples of guys like just saying, fuck it, I'm going to go do it. Right. And it's like, they need that. They need to like see those set examples of dudes going like, hey, I'm going to go fight. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go do stand up. I'm going to do Naked Afraid. Just go do shit. And I love that line. Like I was thinking about it, not to be so trite for this callback, but it's like when you said it, I was like, oh, that's fucking great. I'm not a survivalist. I'm a survivor. And I was like, fuck yeah. Such a good line, dude. Like, it's such a good line. I'm like, that's the motherfucking guy. Like, that's the type of dude that needs to go out and show a bunch of other people. It's like, yeah, we're survivors, man. Like, we're just going to fucking endure. And like that GWAT vet that's out there that's like, driving a fucking Toyota Camry to work, like bored out of his fucking mind, like hating his life because he's like, dude, I feel like I could do so much more. Yeah, man, you can. Go do more.
Yeah. What happens if I fail?
Yeah.
Then you fail.
Yeah, you fail.
You fucking fail, bro.
It's like, bro, we still have our fingers and toes. Like, count yourself lucky. Don't fucking waste it doing a bunch of bullshit, being miserable.
Dude, on that note, I had a friend of mine. His name is Dan Peterson. He stepped on an IED, lost both of his legs. We texted the other day. He's like, lives a fucking beautiful life, has a kid, has a daughter, has a wife, still goes shit, whatever. He's like, he's a happy, motivated dude, right? And what's a trip is like, I remember this is back in like 2012. I was going through all this shit in life at the time. I was like in college and A and B and C and all this shit. And he's like, hey, brother, he's checking in on me. Hey, brother. How's life? And so we call each other, and I'm like, A, B, C, and I'm just giving him all my problems. And then as soon as I'm done venting, he goes, man, those sound like some great fucking problems to have, brother. And I just go, oh, shit, you're right. He goes, yeah, look at who you're talking to, motherfucker. He's like, get up, suck it the fuck up, and keep going, bitch. And I was like, all right. And he's like, all right, later. And we hung up. I'll never forget that convo because he was like, yo, I don't have any legs, and I'm not even a fucking victim. I'm still out there getting it, chasing happiness, putting myself out there, right? And then you have your limbs on top of other problems, and instead of assessing these problems as such or accordingly, you just, right? And so I say it all the time. Like, I did a speech for USAA, and in writing that speech, I kind of learned the line, like, you have two choices, right? You are either a warrior or you're a victim in every opportunity, right? If you're stuck in traffic, like, it sounds so dumb and cliche, right? But like what kind of human are you? Are you just going to start victimizing yourself? Because people do that shit.
Yeah.
Like, you have a choice, bro. Like, you fucking, whatever. Something happens, and you can choose in that moment how you react. You get a flat tire, right? I always use that example. You get a flat tire. Let's say you don't know how to change a tire. How many people have you seen? And I'm using this example because I saw it the other week. Someone takes a photo of that tire and they say something like, happy Monday, hope yours is going better. You immediately turn into a victim. Why are you a victim? Oh, I don't know how to change a tire. Or you could be like, fucking right on. Don't know how to change a tire. I'm going to be a warrior. I'm going to YouTube it. I'm going to figure it the fuck out. And I'm going to keep going throughout my day. And then because you had the warrior mentality, you're like, I learned how to change a fucking tire today versus, you know what I mean? So it's like, I always say you have two choices, warrior or victim. And my buddy, the reason I say that is my other friend, Valdez got, you ever, I don't know if you've seen that photo of like, there's a Marine dragging another Marine. This guy got shot through. Yeah.
And he was shot. Was the dude dragging him was also shot?
I don't know if it's that picture per se. It might be. I don't want to say that wrong, but there's like a photo in particular where they're like dragging this dude's body unconscious, and it gets posted all the time on social media. That dude now lives a pretty normal life, right? His name is Juan Valdez, and he told me, we're having a conversation, and he starts saying, "Hey, brother, I was talking to my therapist the other day, and he went through a divorce, and I don't know if he's remarried or not, but he said his therapist told him that, like, you have two fingers, right? Or you have multiple fingers, but you could put up two fingers, and you could literally say to yourself, like, right now, in this situation, am I going to be a warrior, or am I going to be a victim? And you get to choose one, but at the base of your fingers is your hand, which still represents you. Ultimately, you're the one in that situation, right? So I even made a joke about it, like, oh, just don't put down the wrong finger, right? And you put that one. But it's true, man. It's like, this goes with everything and with putting yourself out there and risk and failure. Like, there's so many people that say, it would be cool to do comedy. It would, you just fucking do it, dude. Like, when you fail, you're going to come to those crossroads, right? Like, warrior or victim. Keep being a warrior and you'll figure it the fuck out. And that goes back to the naked and afraid thing, right? Like, oh, you don't have water. I'm thirsty. Fuck. Or I didn't have fire for like over 24 hours. And so it was like, well, shit. I literally had a whole day out there where the crew got no fucking content on me because it rained so hard. And all I did for hours and hours and hours and hours was just fucking try and start this. It wouldn't fucking start. I'm not exaggerating, dude. Like 8 fucking hours of just trying to start the fire, and I didn't get it. And so the next day I woke up, we kept fucking going at it. Boom, we get fire. And I was like, holy, can you imagine if I just decided to victimize myself and then dehydrate and then they kick me off the show? It'd be another story. People would be on Reddit like, he sucks, he gave up. Or, I don't have fire. Am I a victim right now? Or am I a warrior? I'm a fucking warrior. This is hard. This sucks. Let me get fire. And then I got fire, right? So that goes with anything you do in life, right?
Yeah, I could see that too, even in that episode. I could definitely see it. Didn't know necessarily that it was taking you that long, but I could see it because it was like over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
And I think about that because, watching you in those scenarios, and I love the way that you approach those things because you're like, hey, I'm not gonna buy into this like bullshit victim mentality. I think you're like, hey, I'm checking in with you actually said this, I think, in one of the episodes. You're like, hey, I'm just trying to keep a positive attitude here.
Yeah.
Like, you need to
You have to.
You need to like.
You don't have a choice.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you don't have a choice, man.
Because like you're affecting my psychology, and I'm trying to check in on this experience. And
Oh,
I can't
yeah,
deal with your negative psychology, which is one of the things I've talked about. Which is like psychology is more infectious than the flu. So positive or negative.
1,000%, yeah.
And it's like if you got a bunch of dudes, you could be in the worst fucking shithole on the planet. Like, literally just, like, shitting in fucking boxes and haven't showered for fucking months and laughing your ass off having the time of your life. Or you can be miserable in, the presidential suite in the Bellagio.
Yeah.
Like, so it's all based on, like, how do you want to spend your time? Who do you want to spend your time with? And what the fuck is your mentality?
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, man, I hear the negative stuff out there around bro guts, but I'm like, hey, bro guts are my, like, at the end of the day, like, they're my people. And there's a lot of, like, really interesting, hardworking fucking bro guts out there where I'm like, don't discount the fact and nor even think about it in the negative context because there's a bunch of knuckle draggers out there that are just, like, pushing the fucking envelope all the time.
Yeah.
And I think it's cool. Like, I do. I think personally, I'm like, I know a ton of guys that, like, drag their knuckles around, have a bunch of tattoos, and, like, they love to punch people in the face, like you. And they still went to like Columbia and fucking Harvard, and they still like celebrated their lives all around the world doing really cool shit. They just don't sound like a college professor all the time.
Yeah,
which I think is it.
Yeah, man. Fucking damn, I was gonna run somewhere with that point. Yeah. So we're talking about the infectious mentality, right?
Yeah.
So the biggest thing, I've talked about this before. The biggest thing in the sniper community is they're real big. Like, you can ask Logan, they're real big. I even have it tattooed on equanimity, right? And equanimity is being surrounded by complete chaos and by just being level-headed and keeping your composure and not kind of complaining, right? And the reason why they say it's so important, at least in the sniper platoon, was like when I took the sniper in doc, there was a dude that was thrashing us, and he said, we're not going to leave this area until everyone learns what equanimity is. And by that, I mean, you're going to hold this position. It was a reverse tabletop for 30 minutes.
Oh, God.
And if you make a peep or a moan, I'm going to start the timer over. He goes, equanimity is, and he would explain it again. And then he'd be like, hey, Heinrichs, what is equanimity? And he'd be like, it's when, and he, no, shake, real calm. Was like, shake your arms out. We're starting over. Heinrichs wanted to make a peep. Or somebody's butt would hit the floor, and he'd be like, oh, take a break. You know, we're going to, so he would like let us take breaks. And dude, it took hours upon hours. And eventually I went into like a trance, dude. Like screaming, bitching, complaining did absolutely nothing because I wasn't going to leave. Or you could quit, right? Which is not an option. And so I'm holding this position, and I won't say his name. He doesn't like being in the limelight, right? But he was like, hey, listen to the trees. Listen to the wind hit the trees. Listen to the wind hit your ear canal. Listen to the birds. Real calm. And he's like, listen to everything except your body. Equanimity. And I literally like blacked out almost, and I just held the position, dude. And that lesson to me was so important and powerful that I got it tattooed on me. Reason being, the dude that was doing all that had his arms crossed, right? He's got an eye patch on his right eye.
Right.
He went to sniper school twice, failed both times, goes to Fallujah, loses his right eyeball in a rocket attack, goes back to sniper school, teaches himself to shoot with his left side, right? Gets honor grad. I believe he gets high shooter. I don't want to put out wrong information, but he finally graduates teaching himself how to engage and shoot with his left side. So as much, and I knew the story, right? And so as much as I want to sit there and be like, what do you know? It's like, you know this guy's story, and he's just trying to teach you the importance of equanimity. And he talks about, he would say stuff like, why is it important? And the lesson that I got that day was that if we were all together in super high stress conditions, the minute that one guy is not displaying equanimity and starts bitching and complaining and making noises, the other guy's gonna think it's okay to do it. You've like in special operations, you've done it where one person starts and the next guy and then they just tell all of you just shut the fuck up, right? Doesn't do anything. And then like my cousin took Air Force selection, and he said all the dudes that were like screaming and like, come on, we can do this, even though they passed selection, they were weeded out at the very end because they don't want those guys, right? Because it's false motivation. It's like it's not real. It's like real. Right. So to your point on that infectious mentality, like if everyone, for sure, does this suck right now? Like we're working right now, for sure, this task sucks. But the minute you start complaining, I'm going to complain back to you. Then boom, boom, boom. And then we just spiral. Or everyone just shuts the fuck up, display some equanimity, and you just keep progressing forward, right? And so I tried to show that on that first Naked and Afraid challenge for that reason. Because I'm like, I represent the sniper community, right? I got the fucking tattoo right here, right? So I'll be damned if you see this. And I'm just like, the bugs are so fucking bad, right? So
I fucking love it, man. Justin, thank you so much for being on the show. Tell everybody where they can find you.
At Justin Governale on Instagram, JJ Governale on YouTube, and then I have this Stay Primal, STA Primal, no Y, and that's a Scout Sniper reference, but it's right there, stayprimal.com. Help me rescue some dogs and buy some stuff.
Thanks, brother. See ya.
I got a pen.